My name is Daniel Durant, and I'm out here today representing Hartford Rising, and we're here at the Clark Street School today to hear from the parents about what they feel about what's happening with the school.
And where we are is with the turnaround program. That involves two people from the state, two teachers, and two parents who have come together in order to design a program that is effective for this school and this community. And that's what it was set up to be. Unfortunately, the Department of Education for the state set an unreasonable time limit of merely 6 weeks in order to create that model. The parents requested multiple models to look at, to view. They are not teachers, they are not educators, they are parents. Committed, dedicated parents representing their children and the other children who attend Clark.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, their voices are not being heard. Their requests are not being met. They were allowed to see one program, and then on inquiry were told that that was the only program, and that if they did not take that program, the Commissioners Network would withdraw the funding. They are holding the children hostage. This is a community school. So meeting halfway is making sure that they are not dictating to the parents what should be done as education professionals, but working with the parents to create a model that effectively teaches their children.
There are several things we must have in order for this process to actually be a process and not just another attempt at taking over our school. We demand more time as we consider what is best for our children and not to be pressured into a rushed timeline that we presented to us originally. The decision we have to make must be well thought out and planned. We demand to exercise our right to look at the schools we asked to look at that are doing wonderful things with children much like our own, which include a full implemented community school. We demand that the intimidations and threats of withdrawing resources from our schools if we do not choose a particular school model stop immediately.
That's right.
We are the parents of Clark Street School, and we have joined arms with clergy, community organizations, labor, and the teachers of Hartford, and we are rising to claim our rights. Make no mistake, this is Hartford Rising movement, and we shall overcome.
Today, these parents and community leaders are wrestling the unattainable prospect which leaves them no choice.
Right.
This community knows that this is wrong, but we are all people of faith and people of determination. And together, we shall not be moved.
That's right.
I'm going to say it again, and together, we shall not be moved. These parents laid down their demands, and they are righteous demands.
That's right.
Give them the due process that they deserve. Hear their crying voices in the wilderness.
That's right.
We shall not be moved.
We, the teachers of John C. Clark School, have advocated, along with parents, for the necessary resources every school should expect and every child deserves.
That's right.
From basic building and operational necessities like toilet paper and the little girl's bathroom, to social workers and clinicians to help deal with the trauma many of our students deal with and face on a daily basis, to academic support for a real middle school program and curriculum that the district has not provided. These brave, and I mean brave, and determined parents have already asked for and articulated the school's need long before being considered for a commissioner's network.
That's right.
Unfortunately, for years we have seen these requests completely ignored. Now that an audit was done and the deficiencies have been named, we don't see how the state can threaten to withdraw funding if the parents don't choose an outside charter management company from Washington, D.C. Further, to pay a management fee of 20 to 30% of the money that should be going directly to the children seems completely and is completely unfair.
That's right.
Why should taxpayers pay millions of dollars to private management companies when we pay the Board of Education millions of dollars to manage our schools? We are paying twice for the same service. This is wrong.
Unfortunately, there are disproportionate numbers of fathers who are in prison. The school to prison pipeline is very real in this neighborhood specifically, this part of Hartford, and consequently there are many children who are struggling and suffering by having a parent who's gone. And this is my work as a caseworker, and I'm also here to support the parents and the teachers in this very noble effort. I very much support them. So thank you for having me today. Thank you.
We definitely need school improvement, and we need to devise a plan on how to help our students do better. The problem that we've been experiencing, however, is that many of the board policies have actually worked against us. We're looking for a good, fair model that everyone can invest in.
The onus of keeping this school going is on the city, the state, and the country, but it begins in the community. And I'm here to stand with these people and support their efforts today. Thank you.
And I'm here standing with the parents and the teachers in the community of Clark. I think it's important that first we recognize that these parents and teachers have been asking for help from not only the Board of Ed, but from our superintendent and from the state, not just recently, but for at least several years. So I think it's important to acknowledge that they've been asking for very specific help. Secondly, they're now being looked at as part of the Commissioners Network. And I think it's important that the parents and the teachers, as part of the turnaround committee, the committee that gets to decide the future of this school, that their desires and their hopes are taken into account when we're making this plan. And it isn't simply just that someone from the state or someone from outside the state even decides what is the future for Clark. It really has to come from the people here at Clark to decide what is the future, because they know their students best and they know what's best for their kids and what their kids need.
You can't say, I want you to be involved, and then when they don't do what you want them to do, you really don't want them involved. That's really not about empowerment. Empowerment is that everybody comes to the table with an equal voice, and I think that's what the parents want.
On behalf of the teachers, the parents, the students, and the city of Hartford, the sham that is trying to be put onto Clark School is despicable. Our children are much more important. I praise the parents and the teachers for what they are doing to stand up for their rights, the rights of their children, and the rights of this community. Shame on whoever is taking that away from them. Thank you, folks.
I'm here standing with them on behalf of their having a voice and a choice, and the direction that the school goes is very important, that we parents who live in the community feel empowered in having a voice.
That's right.
As it relates to our children. You know, as I stated, I'm born and raised in Hartford. I just purchased a home over here on Clark Street, and I believe in parent involvement. I believe in community involvement, and I just, you know, I'm grateful to have had an opportunity to speak, to say that I support the parents having a voice and a choice.
My connection, I have nieces that go to the school. I grew up in this community, and I'm also a Hartford Rising community organizer. So if you guys see me at your door, open up, because I'm there for a good reason.
You know, this is just a small representation of what is happening in Hartford right now. This is a part of Hartford Rising, and this is a bunch of folks from community. You can see clergy, you can see unions, you can see everyone out here. We're coming together to stand together for what is right. And we believe we are right, and we're on the side of right, and we're going to continue to fight, and we're going to continue to pray, and we're going to continue to work hard. So thank you all for coming out today. Again, this is Hartford Rising.